Hello everyone, this is Manohar Reddy, Department of Cybersecurity, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today I am going to explain about the problem solving on subquery in database management system. So subqueries. So usually the queries are used to retrieve the information from the tables. So here we can use different types of queries. In that, a subquery is an essential part to retrieve the information from the query. So what is meant by subquery? And here, what is the way we are going to retrieve the information based on the subquery? So how it can use it to retrieve the database result. So a subquery or inner query. We can call it as what? Subquery or inner query. Or it is also called as what? Nested query. So a subquery is called as inner query as well as nested query. And it is a query within another SQL query. And it is embedded within the where clause. So we can write the queries. We can write the query inside of another query. Is called as what? Inner query or nested query. So it is embedded within the where clause. A subquery is used to return the data will be used in the main query as a condition to further restrict the data to be retrieved. So here a subquery is used to return the data, and that result data will be used as a main query as a condition, and it is as a condition for the main query. It is used as a condition for the main query. That means when you can write main query, and in that main query you can write subquery. So the result appeared for the subquery. Will be acting as a condition. For main query. So subqueries can be used with the select statement, insert statement, update statement, and delete statements, along with these all types of operators. So to write that main queries and subqueries, we can use this all the DML statements: select, insert, update, delete, as well as along with that all the operators also we can use. But how we can write the queries, and what are the rules that you have to follow to write the subqueries? So a subqueries must be enclosed within parentheses. So subquery can have only one column in the select clause. Unless multiple columns are in the main query. So when you are writing subquery, you can use a one column for the selecting in subquery, and we can have multiple columns are in the main query for the subquery to compare its selected columns. So how you are going to select that columns and comparing that all the columns, and where the subquery can take only one column and main query can have multiple columns. A subquery cannot immediately enclosed in a set function. The between operator cannot be used with a subquery. So here the between operator is not able to acting as a operator for this writing subqueries, and however the between operator can be used within the main query. So you can use that in the main query, but you cannot use it in the subquery. So these are all some rules that you are followed to write the subqueries. So what are those rules? So subqueries must be enclosed within the parentheses. The subquery can have only one column in the select clause, unless multiple columns are in the main query. Multiple columns are in the main query, and it is comparing with the selected columns. And a subquery cannot be immediately enclosed in a function, immediately enclosed in a set function. And between operator cannot be used with the subquery. However, we can use it for main query. So here we can see the syntax to write the subquery. So syntax, the select column name 1, column name 2, column name up to n from table name, where column name comparison operator. So you can use any of the comparison operators, greater than, equals to, between, any operators. And in that, when you are writing subquery, you must write that query inside of parentheses. So here, open the parenthesis, writing the subquery, select column name 1, column name 2 up to column name n from table name where condition, from where condition. So this part is main query, and this entire part is main query, and this part is subquery. This part is subquery. So select column name 1, column name 2, column name n from table name where column name comparison operator, so less than or something. Inside of the parenthesis, you can write the subquery. So select a column name from table name where condition. So the result appeared for this subquery, the result of subquery will be the main condition, will be the main condition for main query, So here you can see the examples. So select star indicates what? All columns. I want to retrieve all columns from customer 1 table. So select star from customer 1 where ID, so ID is the column name, in is the comparison operator of. This is what we written here as a subquery. So in this subquery, what is the select ID from customer 1 where salary greater than 18,000. So select ID from customer 1 where salary greater than 18,000. So here the result of this condition, will be the main condition for the main query, The result of this query, the result of this subquery will be the condition for main query, So however, you will get the result IDs, like 1 to 1, 122, 123. So if these are all IDs, then the result of main query, select star from customer 1 where ID in of 121, where ID in of 122, where ID in of 123. So if any of these 3 IDs are existed, then the details of all the customers of these IDs will be displayed. So select star indicates that what? All the columns details of these IDs will be displayed. All the columns of the data will be displayed. And similarly, see here, select star from customer 1 where salary greater than, select average of sal from customers 1. So here you will get the result as average salary. Suppose 25,000 is the average salary of all the employees. So now this is acting as a condition for this main query. So however you can understand, select star from customers 1 where salary greater than 25,000. So whoever having the customers salary greater than 25,000 will be displays all the values, all the columns details will be displayed, whoever having the greater than 25,000. And similarly, see here, select star from customers 1 where salary in of, select average salary from customer 1. So here the average salary is what? 25,000. So here the result is what? 25,000. So understand this query. Select star from customer 1 where salary in of 25,000. Where in of 25,000 means whoever having the salary of 25,000, all the details of that employee will be displayed. So The employee taken all the details and displays whoever having the salary 25,000. So this is the way we can understand the subquery with the select statement. So subquery with the insert statement. However, we can retrieve the data, and same way we can insert the data also. We can also use the subqueries. We can also use the subqueries and nested queries with the insert statement in structured query language. So we can also use the subqueries and nested queries with the insert statement in structured language. We can insert the result of the subquery. We can insert the result of the subquery into the table of the outer query. So we can insert the result of the subquery into the table of the outer query also. So however we can insert the result of subquery. So whatever the result of subquery will be inserted into the main table other query. So the syntax of subquery with the insert statement is described in the following block. So see here. So syntax is what? How can write syntax? Insert into table name. Select star from table name where column name operator / subquery. So here we can write the example as insert into student 3. So we are going to insert the values into the student 3 table. So this is the main query actually. This is the main query. So what are the values we are going to inserting here? We are going to inserting the values from this query. So what is the query? Select star from student 2 where roll number in of select roll number from student 2. So here select roll number from student 2 means you will get the roll numbers like 201, 202, 203 up to so and so. So now select star from student 2 where roll number in of 201, 202, 203. So suppose 201 is there, then the 201 all the details will be displayed. All the details will be displayed. So 201 name is Ravi and college is MLR and Hyderabad. So like that all the details will be displayed here, and this all the values are going to be inserted into the next table, student 3 table. So this all the values are inserted into the next table, student 3. So this is the way we can insert the values from the result of the subquery, So subquery result will be acting as a inserting values to the main query, Similarly, subquery with the update statement, So subqueries and nested queries can be used with the update statement, in structured query language for updating the columns of existing table. So we can easily update one or more columns using a subquery with the update statement. So we can easily update one or more columns using a subquery with the update statement. So syntax you can write here: update table name, set column name equals to new value, where value operator. So here you need to write the operator, and subquery you need to write here: select column name from table name where condition. So example, update. So the table name is what? Student 2. Set column name is what? Exam fee. So column name is what? Exam underscore fee equals to. So what I want to update the value? I want to update the value with the help of this statement. So exam fee equals to exam fee into 0.25, where the value student underscore age in of select underscore age from student 3, where student underscore age greater than 20. So here whoever having the age greater than 20 details will be displayed. Suppose whoever having the age greater than 20 will be displayed like 21, 22, 23 will be displays. So here the main query where student underscore age in of, if 21 age student is there, if 22 student age is there, if 23 student age is there, For this all the students, the exam fee will be updated with the help of this exam fee into 0.25. The help of this exam fee into 0.25 details will be updated in the student to table. So the subquery result will be taking as a condition for the main query. And similarly, you can see here update A. So A is nothing but table name. So update A, set marks equals to 457. We need to update the marks 457 constantly. Where marks in of, select marks from B where marks greater than 200. So whoever having the marks greater than 200, like suppose 201, 250, 260 will be there. So among these marks, so if any student having 201, if any student having 250, if any student having 260, marks will be updated with the 457. So whoever having the ID like 201 or 250 or 260 marks, those marks will be updated with the 457. So this is the way you can write the insert statement with update. So similarly, update A, set marks equal to 45 where marks not in select marks from B where marks are less than 200. So for this, those who are having marks less than 200 like 100 or 150 or 50, these all the marks will be updated as 45. marks. So this is the way we can take result from the subquery will be acting as a condition for the main query. And subquery with the delete statement. We can delete one or more records from the SQL table using subquery with the delete statement in structured query language. So we can delete one or more records from the SQL table using subquery with the delete statement. So you need to write subquery with select as well as subquery with the delete statement in structured query language. So the syntax is what? Delete from table name where value operator select column name from table name where condition. So example, you can see the example, delete from student 3. So student 3 is the table name where student underscore age is the column name. So I want to update this column. So column name in of select student underscore age from student 2 where student underscore age greater than 15. So here if I execute this query, select student underscore age from student 2 where whoever having the age greater than 15 will be displayed like 16, 17, 18, 19 will be displayed. So this result will be acting as a condition for the main query. So delete from student 3 where student underscore age in 16, age in 17, age in 18, age in 19. If any student having these all the ages, if any student having the age 16, 17, 18, 19 will be deleted from this student 3 table. So that is the way you can write the query with the select of the delete statement. Similarly, you can see another example here. Delete from A where marks greater than select marks from B where marks greater than 235. So that means whoever having the marks greater than 235 will be displayed here from B table. So suppose 240, 250, 260. So this is the result for the subquery. But while coming to this executing main query, delete from A where marks greater than 240, 250, 260. Whoever having the marks greater than 240, greater than 250, greater than 260 will be deleted from A table, will be deleted from A table. And similarly, next one, delete from B where marks not in, where marks not in of. Select marks from A where marks less than 200. So whoever having the marks less than 200, that means like 150, 160, 100 will be the less than 200 marks. So delete from B where marks not in of 150, not in of 160, not in of 100 will be all deleted. So whoever not having this 150, 160, 100 marks, all other will be deleted. All other will be deleted. So this is the way you can write the query with the delete statement. So here you can see the examples like select a star from customers where age equals to select minimum age from customers. So here from this table, customers table contains what? Customer ID, first name, last name, age and country. So customer ID, first name, last name, age and country columns will be there. From this, the age column contains what? 31 age, 22nd, 22, 25, 28 ages are there. But from executing this query, select star from customers where age equals to select a minimum age from customers. So from among this all, select a minimum age is what? 22. 22 is the minimum age. So select a star from customers where age equals to 22. Where age equals to 22. Then whoever having the minimum age 22, all the employees, all the customers will be displayed here. All the customers will be displayed here. So we are selecting the customers who are having the age, having minimum age or minimum less age. So that is the minimum age is what? 22. So the whoever having the age equals to 22 will be displayed. Will be displayed. And here select customer ID, comma first name from customer where customer ID in of select customer ID from order. So here we can see the tables. Customer is one table and orders is one table. So customer table contains what? Customer ID and first name. Similarly, order table contains what? Order ID, amount and customer ID. Right? So from these two tables, we are going to use the subquery, writing the subquery like what? Select customer ID, comma first name from customers. So I need to retrieve customer ID, first name from customers table where the customer ID in of, where customer ID is what? In of, select customer ID from orders. So customer ID from orders means all the customer IDs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 will be displayed. So now this is the subquery result. This is the subquery result. Now executing main query. So executing main query. Select customer ID, comma first name from customer table where customer ID in of 1, in of 2, in of 3, in of 4 will be displayed. So in of 10. So if 10 is there, then it displays. If 4 is there, it displays. If 3 is there, it displays. If 2 is there, it displays. If 1 is there, it displays. So from this, we can see 1 is there, so it displays with the customer ID and the name. Similarly, 2 is there, so it displays with the customer ID and the name. And similarly, 3 is there. 3 is there, it displays customer ID and the name. And similarly, 4 is there, displays customer ID with the name. So like the way, select customer ID, comma first name, both will get as a result based on the subquery execution. So here the SQL command selects customer from orders table. So selecting rows from customer table where customer ID is in the result set of subquery. So this is the way you can write the subquery, and you can understand the subqueries to executing as a main queries, executing as a main query. So examples is here, subqueries with select statement. So consider the customer table having the following records. So IDs, names, age, address, salary. So everything we can write the query select star from customers where ID. So this is all about the outer query or main query, outer query or main query, and this is acting as a subquery or inner query, subquery or inner query. The result of the subquery will be acting as a main query condition, acting as a condition for main query, So this is the way you can write the select statement. And here subqueries with the insert statement. Consider table column customers underscore BKP, select star from customers where ID from customers. And similarly select with the update statement. So you need to update the values. And select with the delete statement. We need to delete the values from condition from the result of the subquery. Will be acting as a condition for main query. So here the result is for subquery and condition for main query. So this is about delete statement and insert statement, update statement. So once again we revise the topic which we discussed in this session. So here select with subquery with select statement. So subquery with select statement. So there are different types of subqueries are there. So writing the subqueries with the insert statement, writing the subqueries with the update statement, writing subqueries with the delete statement, and update statement. Everywhere we can use it. So here some set of rules are there. So to write the subqueries, we must enclose it within the parentheses, and we need to write the selector clause with the subqueries 1 columns and main queries with multiple columns. And the subquery is immediately included in the set function, and a between operator cannot be used for subquery, and it is used for main query also. And here select with the subqueries. So we can write the select and select on both queries. So you can write select with the main query. You can write select with the subquery. And here subquery with the insert statement. So we can write insert as a main query, and we can write select as a subquery. So subquery will be acting as a in select statement, and the main query will be acting as a insert statement. So main query. Similarly, update statement. So to update the value also. So update statement will be for main query. Update statement will be for main query, and the select will be for subquery. And similarly subquery with the delete statement. So delete is for main query, and select is for subquery. So here you can see the examples. So customer table. In the table, the execution of subquery and the result of the subquery will be acting as a condition for the main query and displays the result. And in this example also, so two tables are there, customer table, order table. From these two tables, we are going to retrieve the values, and the result of the subquery will be acting as a main query condition, and displays the result. So here one more examples for the select statement with the update statement, and subquery with the insert statement, and subquery with the update statements, and subquery with the delete statement. So this is all about writing subqueries. So subqueries writing is very important to retrieve the values based on the conditions that we are provided for the main queries. So the result of the subquery will be acting as a condition for the main query. So based on that, we are going to retrieve the values from one table or more than one tables. So that is about writing subqueries. Thank you all.